In this video, we will discuss the new model for calculating intrinsic value of shares, the earnings multiple model. Say for example, there is a shop which is available for rupees 100 today. This shop promises you a fixed return of 10 rupees every year. That means no growth on an year-to-year basis. So if you buy the shop for 100 rupees, you will get your principal recovered in 10 years. While we know that if you invest this 100 rupees in just a bank FD, it doubles to 200 rupees in 10 years. And here the shop will take 20 years to double the money. And also, bank FDs are way safer options than any form of business. But if the shop was available for 50 rupees or lower, it was still thinkable. Now let's be practical. It's not possible for a shop to earn same profits every year consistently. Companies and businesses face increase or decrease in their annual profits. So in this example, if I say that this shop which is available for 100 rupees is earning rupees 10 today, but its earnings are expected to increase by 10% every year. So next year it will be earning 11 rupees, 12.1 after the end of second year and rupees 13.2 and so on. In this scenario, we will use earnings multiple approach to value the business. As the name suggests, under this approach we value a company based on the speed in which its earnings are multiplying, and we can use this method for dividend paying as well as for non-dividend paying companies. Now we know that every profit making company trades at a certain PE. It is given by the formula price upon earnings. So earnings multiple model uses the estimated PE of 10th year and the estimated earnings of 10th year to calculate the market price of the share on 10th year of the company. So for this, we first assume a certain growth rate for the current EPS, and based on that we calculate the EPS as on 10th year. This gives us the market price of share after 10 years. After that, we calculate the present value of the market price by discounting it with the required rate of return. And finally, after adjusting with the margin of safety, we get the desired intrinsic value of share. Sounds complicated. Let us use Ticker to calculate the intrinsic value of a FMCG company, Jyoti Labs Limited. It owns brands like Ujala, Exo, Maxo, Prill, etc., the details of which you can easily get in the docs section under the company presentation. The valuation section is available just below it, where you can find the DCF calculated and earnings multiple approach. In order to see the valuation model, you need to opt for the free trial of Ticker Plus. Now let's get started. We will be valuing the company using the figures of the consolidated balance sheet. Now, first of all, we have to enter estimated CAGR in EPS. CAGR means compounded annual growth rate. Suppose you invest 100 rupees in a stock which grew by 40% in 3 years. That means 40% is the growth rate for 3 years, and stock is now trading at rupees 140. Now it may be possible that the stock grew by only 4 rupees in the first year, then by 25 rupees in the second year, and by 11 rupees in the third year. Rather than quoting 3 different annual growth rates, we say that the stock rose by a compounded annual growth rate by 8.78%. We calculate this by this formula. Ending value, that is the value of investment after the time period, divided by the beginning value, that is the initial value of investment, raised to the power 1 upon n, that is the time period, minus 1, which gives 140 upon 100 to the power 1 by 4 minus 1, and thus giving us 8.78% CAGR. A CAGR of 8.78% means that the stock on an average grew by 8.78% every year. Now here in the first box, we need to enter the expected CAGR in EPS over the next 10 years. As a hint, we have provided you the EPS grew by nearly 15% in the last 5 years. Also, in the later chapters, we have discussed how to assume the growth rates of a company. Now let's say based on the historical growth rate, we assume a CAGR of 12%. It is always good to be a little conservative while valuing a stock. Next is the estimated PE in 10th year. That will be the estimated price earnings ratio of the stock in 10th year. Now we have already discussed PE ratio in quite detail in the earlier chapters. To enter the right PE over here, we need to look at the valuation chart of the company. We will see the 5 years data and observe the trend. The PE has been as high as 76 and 79, while as low as 18. But on an average, we can say that PE has been around 30 to 32. So here, while estimating, let's conservatively assume it to be around 25. Next is the discount rate. It simply means that what is your required rate of return from the stock. The lower the return you want, the higher will be the intrinsic value of the stock. We feel that any stock should give at least 15% return. One more thing, you can always use the information button or the I button to know what information you need to put in. Then we have to enter the margin of safety. If you remember, we have read about this in Investing Rules of Benjamin Graham in earlier chapters. It is to mark down for any human errors on unpredictable future. So the margin of safety here will help us to reduce the downside risk. Now the higher the value you put here, the lower will be the resultant intrinsic value. You can assume margin of safety depending upon the sector and the nature of the business of the company. Since Jyoti Lab is into FMCG sector with quite stable earnings, we can assume a 10% margin of safety. So in this model of valuing shares, only these 4 inputs are required. Now when you click on calculate EPS, here you will get the fair value based on your inputs. It is around 100. We compare this with the current market price of the company to take the investing decision.